Deep within the forests of medieval Europe, children vanished along well-traveled paths. What emerged from these disappearances was not merely folklore, but something far more disturbing. The tale of Little Red Riding Hood carries echoes of ancient rituals that predate Christianity by millennia. Before we uncover the truth, subscribe for more disturbing findings. The winter of 1697 brought unusual reports to the archives of the French Academy. Charles Perrault, court historian to Louis XIV, had documented something beyond simple folklore. His investigation into rural disappearances across the Vosges Mountains revealed patterns that defied conventional explanation. The mountain villages of Alsace-Lorraine harbored secrets older than written history. Local magistrates reported a recurring phenomenon spanning 3 centuries. Young women, always between the ages of 12 and 16, vanished while traversing forest paths to visit elderly relatives. The missing girls shared identical circumstances, red cloaks, baskets of food, and destinations deep within the woods. Parish records from the village of Ribeauvillé contain the most detailed accounts. Father Antoine Mercier, the local priest, maintained meticulous documentation of these disappearances. His records described how the missing girls followed ancient pathways that converged at specific locations throughout the forest. These paths, known locally as the Sentiers Rouges, formed a complex network that connected isolated cottages to the main village. The priest's journals revealed disturbing details about the elderly women who lived in these remote dwellings. These hermits, exclusively female and of advanced age, possessed knowledge of herbal remedies and traditional healing practices. The local population sought their services despite official church disapproval. The women were never seen in daylight, conducting their business exclusively during twilight hours. Archaeological evidence from the region supported Father Mercier's observations. Excavations conducted in 1853 by the German Archaeological Institute uncovered pre-Roman ritual sites along the forest paths. Stone circles, deliberately arranged in groups of 13, mark locations where the disappearances occurred most frequently. Carbon dating placed these structures at approximately 2,000 years before the Christian era. The ritual sites contained carved symbols that matched descriptions from Perrault's original manuscripts. Wolf imagery dominated the stonework, depicting creatures with human characteristics standing upright among trees. The carvings showed figures in hooded robes approaching these wolf beings while carrying circular objects. Modern analysis identified these objects as mirrors, polished bronze discs used in ancient divination practices. Dr. Heinrich Zimmermann, the German archaeologist who led the excavations, documented an unsettling discovery. Each stone circle contained a central chamber lined with red ochre. Chemical analysis revealed the pigment contained human blood mixed with iron oxide. The chambers showed evidence of repeated use over centuries, with layers of organic material indicating regular ritual activity. The archaeological team uncovered additional evidence linking the sites to seasonal ceremonies. Astronomical alignments positioned the stone circles to mark the winter solstice and spring equinox. These dates corresponded precisely with the historical disappearances documented in church records. The pattern suggested a coordinated system of ritual observance spanning multiple generations. Local oral traditions provided context for the archaeological findings. The Vosges region preserved stories of the grandmother cult, a pre-Christian religious practice centered on elderly women who served as intermediaries between the human and spirit worlds. These practitioners lived in isolation, maintaining knowledge of ancient ceremonies that required specific participants and seasonal timing. The cult's central ritual involved the transformation of young women into spiritual guardians. Selected girls underwent a ceremonial death and rebirth, symbolically consumed by wolf spirits and reborn as protectors of the forest. The red cloak represented the blood of transformation, while the basket carried sacred objects necessary for the ritual. The forest path served as a liminal space where the boundary between human and spirit realms dissolved. Historical documents from the Strasbourg Cathedral archives described attempts to suppress these practices. Bishop Adalbert of Strasbourg issued edicts in the year 938 condemning the grandmother cult as demonic heresy. The bishop's letters detailed how the cult practitioners evaded persecution by relocating deeper into the forest and operating under cover of caring for sick relatives. The suppression efforts revealed the cult's organizational structure. Networks of elderly women maintained communication across vast distances, coordinating ritual timing and participant selection. They identified suitable candidates through careful observation of village life, choosing girls who displayed specific physical and psychological characteristics. The selection process often took years, with gradual conditioning preparing chosen individuals for their eventual transformation. Church investigators documented the cult's recruitment methods. Elderly women established themselves as healers and midwives, gaining access to village families and their children. They observed potential candidates over extended periods, noting behavioral patterns and family relationships. The women paid particular attention to girls who demonstrated independence, curiosity about the natural world, and willingness to venture into isolated areas. The transformation ritual itself defied conventional understanding. Surviving accounts described how participants entered the forest cottages as ordinary young women and emerged fundamentally changed. Physical alterations included enhanced sensory capabilities, particularly improved night vision and hearing. The transformed individuals displayed knowledge of plant and animal behavior that far exceeded normal human understanding. These changes came with significant costs. The transformed women lost the ability to integrate fully into human society. They became creatures of the forest, capable of surviving in wilderness environments, but increasingly disconnected from human emotions and relationships. The ritual effectively created a hybrid existence, neither fully human nor entirely something else. Perrault's investigation uncovered evidence that the grandmother cult continued operating into the 17th century. His correspondence with rural magistrates revealed ongoing disappearances following the traditional pattern. The cult had adapted to Christian persecution by disguising their activities as charitable visits to elderly relatives. The red cloak became a symbol of religious devotion, while the food basket provided legitimate justification for forest travel. The historian's final report, submitted to the royal court in 1698, contained recommendations for further investigation. Perrault suggested that the fairy tale format offered the safest method for preserving dangerous knowledge. By presenting the cult's activities as children's stories, he could document their practices without triggering renewed persecution. The tale of Little Red Riding Hood served as both entertainment and encoded historical record. Modern analysis of Perrault's original manuscripts revealed hidden layers of meaning. Marginal notes written in Latin and coded symbols provided additional details about the cult's practices. These annotations described specific ritual components, including the use of wolf pelts, mirror divination, and blood ceremonies. The notes suggested that Perrault possessed first-hand knowledge of the cult's activities. The brothers Grimm encountered similar traditions during their collection of German folktales. Their version of the story, published in 1812, incorporated elements from surviving cult practices in the Black Forest region. The Grimm brothers' correspondence mentioned encounters with elderly women who claimed direct knowledge of the ancient rituals. These informants provided detailed descriptions of ceremonies that matched archaeological evidence from the Vosges sites. Jacob Grimm's personal journals contained sketches of ritual objects described by their informants. These drawings depicted mirrors framed with wolf imagery, ceremonial daggers marked with runic symbols, and red cloaks adorned with specific geometric patterns. The geometric designs matched carvings found at the archaeological sites, suggesting continuous tradition spanning over a millennium. The cult's influence extended beyond the disappearance of individual participants. Historical records indicated that transformed women served as guardians of ancient knowledge, preserving pre-Christian traditions through centuries of religious persecution. They maintained libraries of herbal lore, astronomical observations, and ritual practices that would otherwise have been lost to history. What do you think really happened to those young women who walked the forest paths in their red cloaks? Subscribe to uncover more mysteries hidden within the stories we thought we knew.